Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I am your host, O'Neill, and today my guest is the one and only
Patricia Love.
Patricia Love. So glad to have Patricia on today. I had the opportunity of working with Patricia on a photo shoot, and we just got to talking about her interest in dance and how she got started and how long she's been doing it. And I just thought it'd be very interesting to have her on to kind of speak to the people about her journey in dance and what it has done for her, and just for her to just discuss a little bit if anybody's interested in dance, and she could tell us a little bit more of what she's been doing. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, we've had a couple of conversations,
Yes.
and those conversations have been great. So, um, like I said earlier, I was really thinking about what it would be great to have you on the show to talk about your dance
hmm
and what you do and your journey. So, first thing I wanted to speak to you about was how did you get involved, or what started this whole journey of dance for you? Like, what age? Um, you know, what drew you to dance?
So first of all, my parents are both Jamaican, Caribbean, and growing up in
Shaba.
a
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
and growing up in a Caribbean Jamaican household, music is a big influence in the Jamaican culture itself. So essentially all my life, I would say I've been involved in some sort of way in dance.
Hmm.
But I think that really when I decided or when I felt that this was something that I really wanted to pursue and was really my calling, I would say maybe around high school. Around
Hmm.
high school. In high school, I was very timid. I was very shy. We did have a dance team, and I remember I always wanted to try out, but I just never could because my nerves, I was just, like I said, I was a very shy child. So I would say maybe around early college years, really when I started to come into myself as a woman and build that confidence.
Hmm.
And I was able to put myself in environments where dance was something that was heavily involved.
Hmm.
For example, in 2007, 2006 was when I had, I would say, my first experience. So I started taking aerobic classes, and these
Hmm.
aerobic classes were dance mixed with aerobic, cardio.
Right.
And that's essentially where I had my first kind of taste of dance.
Hmm.
And that euphoric feeling that I would get afterwards is when I kind of knew that dance was my calling and something that I really wanted to pursue and always have with me. So, yeah.
Right. So,
hmm
what age did you say? 15, 16?
15, 16,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, okay, you were introduced to dance.
yeah.
Um, and what do you like? What kind of dance do you like doing? Because you've been doing this for how long
hmm
now?
So this year marks 12 years in dance.
Yeah,
So it marks
congratulations.
12 years of me being a professionally trained dancer. But like I said, dance has always been a part of my life, but
Yeah.
just me kind of really taking it seriously, it would be 12 years this year. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, professional dancer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, you've been doing it for a while,
hmm
and with everything, there's certain things that people enjoy more
Yeah.
doing in terms of dance styles.
hmm
What's your favorite, or what do you like the most, or what dance style do you enjoy?
Well, out
And I
of
think I
all,
know the
yeah,
answer
yeah,
to
you know.
this, but go ahead.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I have trained in many different styles from dance hall, hip hop, commercial jazz. But right now, well, it's not even right now. I think that I've truly found my calling, and that is Samba. So, Samba
Mm,
is an Afro Brazilian art form
mm,
that derived essentially, was a dance that was created in Brazil and was created by the West Africans that were taken during the transatlantic slavery to Brazil. So this is essentially a dance that pretty much derived from my ancestors. And the reason why this dance is so significant and is the one that I love the most is because of that ancestral kind of
connection.
connection.
Hmm.
And so this is the one that speaks most to me and brings
Hmm.
me the most joy. So definitely Samba is the dance that I love the most for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been to the places where it was originated, the
hmm
samba? Oh, you have.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
So in 2024, I actually had the opportunity to travel to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil,
Hmm.
where I was able to not only take part in the culture in terms of the dance culture, but really kind of take in the atmosphere and the people and really dive into the community in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was a really fulfilling experience for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So with Samba, is that done with, and just educate me a little bit more on
Hmm.
that, is that done in partners or is it done as a group or individually? What type of dancing is that?
So a samba, there's two different types of samba.
Okay.
There's one that's more so kind of with a partner, more kind of ballroom style.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I'm very heavily involved in is samba no pay, which basically means samba on the foot. So it's a solo dance. So it's
Okay.
danced on your own. So there's no partner involved in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why I was asking is
Hmm.
kind of leads to my next question in
Yeah.
terms of working with other creatives, with other dancers. Um, Now you said you do many different types of dancing, from dance hall to
Hmm.
whatever. Um, but so in regards to, working with individuals or with partners, um, sounds like you really like dancing on your own, or do you like to, work with other creatives
For
with
me,
dance?
I'm very independent.
Right.
I love having control of my creative works. So essentially, I prefer working alone. That's just I've always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind working with other creatives, but like I said, I usually like to have control of kind of like what I'm putting out there
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so kind of like detail oriented and I'm really like anal about the certain things. But so essentially, I prefer
You prefer dancing
working
on
alone.
your
Yeah,
okay.
dancing alone.
So then, in regards to like creating your routines
Hmm.
and doing choreography, a lot of it, and I could be wrong, is this a lot of the routines are they created by you in terms of your dance, or how is that done? How do you?
So everything I do and everything I put out come from my like creative like is from myself.
Okay.
The only time I would maybe execute someone else's choreography is if
Hmm.
I was like in a class and it was kind of like from the instructor of the class. But for me personally, because I'm very I just love creating. I
Hmm.
like to be the person. I like to put out work that's from my heart and from myself. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So what inspires you in regards to creating a routine? Is it music? Is it an event that happened? Like what um, get your creative juices going to create a routine? What's that process like?
For me, I have to be inspired. I'm not the type of dancer where I just kind of look at something or hear like I have to like the it has to speak to me in or like something has to speak to me in order for me to want to create. So whether that's a feeling, whether that's a mood, whether that's a sound or maybe a new song that just comes out, it really has to resonate with me in order for me to be able to create. So I have to be inspired, essentially. Yeah.
So being inspired, it's like, so it could be music,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it could also be other things.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So what's going on in the world or events or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So when you create, do you create for yourself or do you create for an audience or for people? Because I know a lot of creatives, at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, they're really expressing themselves. And whether someone gets it or not, that is of no consequence to them. They're fine with um, them creating something. And if someone does get something from it, great. If they don't,
Mm-hmm.
then that's okay. For yourself, what's important to you? Is the dance really for you, or is it something that you really would like the audience to appreciate?
For me, because I'm so, I don't know how to say, but for me, my parents have always instilled in me, always validate yourself. So for me, like I don't seek external validation for things that I do. I'm very focused on kind of how I feel about the things that I do. So when I create, it's always coming from a place of me being kind of proud of myself and my work and knowing that like what I'm putting out, I really enjoy and I like it. So yes, essentially everyone loves to have that external feedback that's positive. But for me, because I know that in everything that I do, it's something that I enjoy and I like and I'm proud of. Outside noise doesn't really affect kind of the way I
Hmm.
create and how I create. So I don't seek out external validation for things that I do.
Right.
It's kind of like I just put it out there and however it's received or perceived, that's on whoever perceives it that way. But for me, because I know that I've put in such hard work, I've put thought, I put effort, it's just like kind of like self-fulfillment at that point, and it's kind of whatever it is, whatever happens is what happens.
It's interesting. I'm
Yeah.
hearing more and more dancers say that type thing, because I've always thought there's a balance. Like obviously, you do it to express yourself, but the appreciation from those that you might be performing to, that they that's also important. And I do understand there's a little bit of importance, but not as much as I thought there would have been. A lot of people, dancers I speak to, it's really about just expressing themselves, and if you get touched by it, then that's great.
Exactly.
So have you ever done a routine where it has inspired or touched someone, or it had an impact on someone, and they came up to you and told you what that dance meant to them?
There was one incident where I forget the year, but at that time I was in a heels dance group. And for me in dance,
Hmm.
especially for me as being like a Black woman in dance, a lot of the times we're we're, we're represented, and there are a lot of us out there that are in dance companies, and but obviously we're a minority.
Hmm.
In this specific genre that I was dancing in, I was in a heels dance group.
I don't know how
And
you guys do that in
yeah.
them heels, but okay, that's an art on its own. But okay.
I was in a heels dance group, and I remember for that specific performance, I was one of the only few Black dancers in that performance. And I remember there were two girls in the audience who were also Black women. And
Hmm.
after the performance, they came up to me and they said, "Because of you, I really want to get into dance."
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because they saw me on the stage and they said, you were just kind of representing like us. And it really inspired them to really want to be involved in that way. So that was a performance that's always stood out to me and that I've always remembered and really touched me. And I felt that, that also played a really big role in kind of me pursuing dance as well, because it made me feel like, I'm making a difference. I'm making a change. I'm bringing visibility. I'm bringing diversity to art, to dance. So,
Wow. So sometimes it's not even the act of the dance or the performance. It's
mhm,
sometimes just seeing you there just represents so many things to so many different individuals,
mhm,
that you will have an impact on them.
mhm.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing to hear. So with the dance, I know that we're just talking about you dancing in heels,
Yeah.
and I know it could be a little bit of a hazard. I'm just thinking of people.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was taking some photos of an individual, and they're dancing in their heels and they're just jumping, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I was so afraid they're gonna break their ankle or
Yeah.
something. So I know it can be physically demanding, and
Mhm.
so how do you manage to take care of yourself and stay well? Or have you had incidents where you had to be out of commission for a while because of just everything that you're doing with dance, the physical
Mhm.
toll? Because I don't think people realize
Mhm.
the impact that it has on one's body
Mhm.
unless you're doing it, something that's repetitive. So I
Mhm.
don't know. Do you?
I think it comes with I think you're more prone to developing injuries um as you age, especially if you're a dancer. For me in the last few years, I've definitely felt it. I've definitely felt the knee pains, the back pains. I'm not as quick or as fast as I used to be. So for me, self-care is very important.
Yeah.
It wasn't like when I was in my early 20s and I could probably do three to five dance classes a day.
Now that you're
Um
in your mid 20s, though, is it all right?
Now I know when to rest,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it's also like a mental thing as well, mental
Right.
health too, right? Cuz I think when you're on the go, go 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 go, sometimes we're not thinking about we need rest because we just want to go and we want to do things and we want to, really improve. But
Mm-hmm.
I think like I said, as you get older with age, you really understand the importance of rest and to take care of yourself mentally and physically. So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, there's two things as you were answering that question
Yeah.
that popped in my mind. Was
Mhm.
one, is there an age limit where someone reaches their peak? I know in some
Yeah.
sports or in some activities, they're like, your peak is like 26, 27. After
Mhm.
that, it's a little bit more challenging, just because of just the human body. and what you're doing.
Mhm.
So for you, do you feel that is there a period where you would peak?
Mhm.
And I don't want to just paint a general brush that everybody's the same.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there a time period where someone doing the type of dance that you're doing, that you know maybe some of the things that you're doing might be a little bit more challenging with a certain age?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think for me personally, just based on myself, my peak actually happened later in
Hmm.
life. When I first started dancing, I wasn't terrible, but I wasn't the greatest. And
Okay.
it's funny because like now when I walk into heels classes or I walk just like even any genre of dance, I think because I've been able to manage my like as we're talking earlier, I know when to rest, I
Yes.
know to take care of my body. As you get older, you pay more attention to the aches and pains. So you're gonna be more kind of, okay, I need to rest today, I need to do this. As when you're younger, it's kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna do everything, right? So now I think it's because I've implemented that self-care.
Hmm.
I actually have found that as I've gotten older, my dancing has actually improved. So
Oh
I think
wow.
it's very subjective and it does depend on the individual and how well you take care of yourself as you age. So, yeah. Hmm.
Okay. And I want to add to that because I think for yourself, because I know a
Hmm.
little bit about you, um, from the get go or from start, have you always been taking care of yourself? Because I know that you were and still are a personal trainer.
Hmm.
Is that correct?
So I'm a fitness instructor
Okay.
specialist.
Okay. Yes. Let's clear that up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess from the start, you knew about your body
Oh,
and how to
yes.
take care.
100%. Growing up, I was always an athlete. I was in track and field. I did long distance running.
Oh, excuse me.
Volley. I
Track and field.
was
All right.
I was always involved in some sort of way in sports. That was just my thing growing up. So it's very unusual for me to take days off of not going to the gym, working out, or some sort of physical activity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it like taking care of yourself does play a large part. So I think that definitely assisted me
Hmm.
in where I am right now and my abilities. So
Right. Right.
yeah.
So you mentioned earlier about like with aerobics or dance,
Hmm.
um, that was kind of something that was woven into like some of the activities
Hmm.
that you were involved in.
Yeah.
So that leads me into right now. Are you teaching? Are you facilitating
Hmm.
different types of workshops that may incorporate dance with cardio or exercise? Or
Hmm.
are you in a place where you're just focusing on dance or?
Dance fitness will always be my first love.
Hmm.
So for those of you that don't know, I'm a fitness instructor specialist, as we just
Yes.
clarified. So a part of that aspect of myself as a dancer is in my earlier years, I did start by teaching cardio aerobic fitness classes.
Hmm.
And another reason I can say why I really wanted to kind of heavily get into dance and learn new styles and really versatility train was because I really wanted to incorporate dance with my fitness classes.
Right.
So dance fitness will always be a part of my life no matter what. But I think right now where I am and the trajectory that I'm on,
Hmm.
I'm really focused on just teaching Samba, just dance right now.
Hmm.
That's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
So you're running some classes right now?
Yeah. So right now, I am hosting pop-up classes
Oh, okay.
that I have started doing on a monthly basis. So my classes are called, well, the brand that I've developed, which basically kind of my classes stem from is Samba with Love. And I teach beginner, intermediate, intermediate advanced Samba classes.
So you mean someone like me could join your class?
Yes, of course.
Why are you
Of
laughing?
course.
Right. Hmm.
And not only do I teach just like the basic samba on its own, I also teach samba infused
Okay.
classes as well, where basically I kind of amalgamate all the different styles that I've danced, that I've trained in with samba to incorporate a kind of like a new genre or a new
Hmm.
style. And I think that for me, for my dance journey, there's been ups and downs, and nothing has been linear for me. So I think when I started dancing, this is a little off topic, but
That's
I think
okay.
when I started dancing, I was really discouraged at moments in my dance journey because I always felt like I was working so hard and I wasn't seeing the fruits of my labor. But I think that everything happened for a reason because where I'm at right now, I have this bag of tools and all these different dance styles that I have with me. And then I have Samba that I'm
Hmm.
heavily connected with. And I feel that all of that had to happen for a reason because now I'm able to kind of have this beautiful Samba infusion that
Right.
incorporates everything. And yeah, so I teach Samba infused classes as well, along with just the regular Samba classes. So
Hmm. Hmm. And
yeah.
how's that been going?
It's been going
Like
pretty
I
well.
see you online, so I do see the classes,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's a lot of fun, and people are
Mhm.
really getting into it.
Mhm.
And like you said, it's not just for advanced individuals. This is could be beginners like myself, or anybody
Mhm.
else that wants to, who has an interest in it. They could come out and enjoy themselves,
Exactly.
get some exercise, but also learn
Something new.
something new.
Yeah. And a part of the reason why I created these classes, just to add some context, is I really wanted to diversify the Samba community in Toronto.
Okay.
Being that Samba is an Afro Brazilian art form and there's so much history in it,
Hmm.
I feel that
And I don't think a lot of, sorry to cut you off,
yeah,
but I
no,
don't
it's
think a
fine.
lot of people know that.
No, I don't think a
Right.
lot of people know that. And I really think that it's important to have this information out there and readily accessible to everyone. Me being a Black woman, I do feel it's important to have us in those leadership roles. And I'm very proud
Absolutely.
that I'm able to, be a face of that in Toronto. And yeah, and I'm excited to share this beautiful art form with everyone. Everyone's welcome, all different people from all walks of life.
Hmm.
And it's great because my class, I've noticed that there's been a lot of diversity within my class and people who leave feeling so fulfilled.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm really, really happy with the way it's going so far. So,
Great. That's excellent. But
mhm.
I mean, points, all the points well taken. I do agree with that. And you know, I really didn't know where samba really came from. It's
Mhm.
only recently that I began to understand the origins of it and how
Mhm.
it got started. So it's important that people are out there really spreading the word on where it comes from
Mhm.
and what it's about and its connection to culture. And it's not
Mhm.
just a dance. There's cultural significance to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so you're running a class.
Yeah.
You're dancing. You're dancing professionally.
Yes.
Okay. Are you working as well? Because I'm
I
just
am.
thinking, what does your day look like? Like that's a lot of activities or a lot of things that you're involved in.
It's a lot. Like my schedule and my life and for the past year has been go 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 go.
Hmm.
So my agenda itself, I don't think I really have a free space except for on Sundays when I do implement self-care. So self-care Sunday, that's
Oh,
my
really?
day.
I like that. Self care Sunday. All right.
No phone calls, no work, just me, myself, and either a good book or go for a walk or just sit at home and just relax. That's my thing. But aside from self care Sundays, it's my day is kind of wake up in the morning. I am in the legal sector. So I do have a full time corporate job. So I'm a corporate girly by day.
Yes.
So I have my main job during the day, and then usually after work, it's either I'm in the gym or I'm in a dance class, whether
Mm.
that be an online dance class or physically in an actual studio setting. And then after that, I usually spend the night just kind of working, brainstorming new ideas. And yeah, and just head to bed and then just the same thing the next day. So
Wow.
there's always something to
Wake
do.
up and
Yeah.
repeat.
That's just what it is.
And so, and I mean, obviously you enjoy what you do and you love it. It's just that,
Mhm.
wow, that's other than,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
It just seems like you're on the go, and
Yeah.
but I'm glad that you obviously have the background in terms of taking care of your body and
Mhm.
recognizing what's important in terms of
Mhm.
self care and
Yes.
dealing, and not just physically but mentally.
Mhm.
So, being very active in the community and dance and teaching,
Mhm.
performing, what's the industry like, or what's the dance community like? How would you describe it?
Specifically in Toronto, I
Hmm.
can only speak from the Toronto dance community because I haven't been involved in any other communities outside of Toronto or Canada in general heavily. Like I've always obviously I've traveled to different places for dance, but if we're talking specifically about the dance community in Toronto, I would say it's a pretty tight knit community. Obviously, every community has positives and negatives. So I'm not just gonna say that the dance community is all positive because realistically, it isn't.
Right.
But in general, it is a positive experience based on, but that would be based on your personal experience with the community in the community.
Right.
For me, I find that, as I mentioned earlier, my journey has been up and down. And I just think that it has been that way because of the experiences that I've had in terms of the dance groups that I've joined, the dance schools that I've attended, the people I've interacted with, and the styles that I've decided to pursue. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't want to say it's negative, but there are negative
And
aspects.
just like everything,
Yeah,
I
just like
think there's
everything.
negative
Hmm.
and positive in every environment. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes there are some environments
Hmm.
or some industries
Yeah.
in the arts where it could be really toxic. But
Hmm.
you have to expect it's not always going to be positive. But
Hmm.
what I was trying to get at is, as a whole, if someone wanted to be a part of that community, is it supportive? Is it something that, yes, there may be some ups and downs, but generally speaking,
Hmm.
it's a community that supports each other and what they want to pursue and do. And it's really about dance at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it is
Hmm.
ultimately about dance, like you said at the end of the day. And I think for anyone wanting to get involved in the Toronto dance community, like it's open to everyone, right? And it's very inclusive. You just have to find your people within the community.
Find
And
your
I think
tribe.
that's very important because once you kind of find, like you said, your tribe, I think it will make your experience all the more pleasant. But maybe when you're kind of starting, you're just kind of navigating, you don't really know kind of where it can be a lonely ride for the initial stages because you're still trying to find your way and figure out where kind of you fit in. If
Right,
that makes
right.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what are some of the misconceptions about professional dancers?
I would say one of the biggest misconceptions is you cannot make this a full time career. There are many dancers who are dancing full time, and many choreographers who are choreographing full time. It just depends on your individual journey and whether or not you get that one break that's kind of gonna solidify that for you. So you can make this a career. Another misconception I would say is dancers, all we do is dance. We don't do anything. All we do is dance all day. That is true.
Okay, we just spoke
We
earlier
do dance
that
all
you
day,
work out
but
and you dance.
exactly. But we do have a life outside of dance. Throughout my journey, I've met dancers who are lawyers, doctors, police officers. We have jobs outside of dance, and I think it's very important to say that because a lot of the times dancers are some of the most well-rounded people like
Mhm.
you will ever meet, and I think that's very important to just put out there so that people know this, that if you're whatever it is that you're pursuing, if you feel that you're not being fulfilled in that way and you feel dance might kind of fill that void, or maybe that might be something that you want to start even later in life.
Mhm.
Another misconception is you have to start dance as early as possible in order to be successful. No, you can start dance at any age. Dance is for everyone. Dance is free, right? So I think it's very important to know that you don't have to have ballet, tap, jazz. You can just start just because you want to.
Well, that's a relief
Yeah.
because I'm thinking I may choose that as an option as a
Yeah.
profession moving forward. Um, I'm a little bit older than 25, but no. But okay, point taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had to do it all over again,
Okay.
and I know that's a loaded question, and people don't want to answer it because the way you got here was your journey, and it was perfect for you to get to where you were at. In
Hmm.
that, it made you who you are right now, and where where you are in your dance
Hmm.
or in whatever arts. However, if you had the opportunity
Hmm.
to go back and even advise someone,
Okay.
this journey on dance and becoming a professional dancer or being involved in the community,
Hmm.
what would you tell them, or what would you have done differently uh, if you had to do it over again?
So I think it's like a two-part question. So first, I'm going to state what I would have done differently. And I think for me, I probably would have stuck with ballet instead of just dropping it all together. When I was 11 or 12, my mom, she signed me up for ballet and I absolutely hated it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish that I had stuck with it because it's always important to, as I mentioned earlier, versatility train, have that basic foundation. And I think if I had stayed in ballet, I feel like my technique would be a lot stronger today.
Okay.
Because I didn't stick with it. I'm not like my technique for it is decent, but I feel as I mentioned it would be probably a lot stronger. So I wish I had started a bit earlier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um and in terms of anyone who is trying to get into dance, I would highly recommend versatility training. Don't just stick to one genre.
Mm-hmm.
Really open yourself up and be open to trying different styles because by you doing that, you will be able to develop your own personal signature style. And I think that has helped me as well, especially with Samba too. When I dance Samba, I always get a lot of compliments like, Pat, like your style is so much different than how I've seen other people dance Samba. And it's because of the versatility training. It's because I've taken many different styles and I was able to kind of create my own Patricia, persona kind of thing. So yeah, versatility training is very important. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry,
It's okay.
got a little cough going on there. Sorry, forgive me.
It's cool.
So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, in
Hmm.
terms of just being more versatile.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So what sacrifices have you made? What sacrifices have you made with all the long hours, dancing,
Hmm.
traveling?
Hmm.
Look back and think of some of the sacrifices.
Um, some of the sacrifices I don't really think I've made sacrifices that have hindered me. I think all of the sacrifices that I've made have actually helped me. And I guess I just to give some examples would be financially. I've invested a lot of money in dance. Like I don't even know how much money I've spent.
I hear that
um,
dancing is very
it
expensive.
is, right? Just for traveling. And at times I look back and I'm thinking, wow, like I've really spent a lot of money just to dance. But it hasn't hindered me in any way because if I had not invested the amount of money that I have, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. So I think that's kind of like a good thing. In terms of as you get older, I think we talked about this before, societal pressures, you should be married by a certain age, have a family. For me, I've always kind of been I've never really kind of gone with the crowd. So for me, it's kind of like because I'm not necessarily not interested in that area, but that's just never been like a focus or something that I needed to do. Yeah, it's there, like,
Yeah.
but it's not something that I have to do. And I think maybe to the outside world, maybe to parents
Uh-huh.
and grandparents and family members, there are question marks in that department. But for me, I feel that those it's not really a sacrifice, but because of the direction that I've decided to take my life, just because dance has been something that is like so fulfilling to me, it's not that I don't need those things. It's just I just don't want those things because I'm already fulfilled in other areas. And I think to the outside world that may look like a bit strange as you get older. It's like something, but for me, I'm perfectly aligned and I'm happy where I'm at.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing. At the end of the
Hmm.
day, are you happy with the decisions
Exactly.
that you made?
Yeah.
And I think everybody could look back.
Hmm.
Hindsight is 2020. You could always look back and say, "Oh, I could have done this differently,
Yeah.
or would I have done that?"
Mhm.
But as I said earlier, this is part of your journey and where you are, not
Mhm.
only in your dance career, but you as an individual or as a human being.
Mhm.
Um, all those steps, all those sacrifices, and all those things that you went through made you who you are today,
Exactly.
which is an amazing person.
Yeah, and I don't really think like when you're pursuing something that you love, I don't think you see anything as like a sacrifice because you're pursuing your passion. So even if you have to miss like an important engagement or you might have to miss a family gathering or a friend's birthday, it's not necessarily you're doing these things because you don't care for those things or you don't care for those individuals. It's just because there's something in your life right now that's really feeding you
Right.
and making you a better person that you just gotta like go for it in that
Yes.
moment. So for me, I don't think I really, and that's like how I feel my journey has been. So I don't feel there's anything like I've sacrificed. There's
Hmm.
things that have been on hold or things that I've missed, but not
I like that.
necessarily anything that I've sacrificed. Right? Yeah.
No, really, it's so true because
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you still can't do those things that you might have put on hold before. So
Exactly.
it's just that you're delaying the gratification of it. Maybe I don't know.
Yes.
So that does make sense. I like that. You're
Yeah.
putting it on hold for a later date.
For later.
Hmm. So my last question to you is: what's on the horizon for you? What's next? It seems that in regards to dance or otherwise,
Mhm.
what's next for you?
Um, what's next for me is really just focusing on um becoming. So I don't know
Hmm.
if you Michelle Obama's book Becoming
Yes,
is a
I
book
heard of
that,
that, and I've
yeah,
heard of her.
one of my
Hmm.
favorite books, and I feel that's where I'm at in my life. I'm focused on becoming Patricia Love. I feel that I'm really in a good space.
Okay,
I feel that for the first time in however long I've lived, we'll keep that a secret.
mid-20s. Yes. Hmm.
I am really becoming
Mm.
myself. I feel that all of the decisions I've made in my life, not just in dance, but just in general,
Hmm.
have led me to a place where I'm very fulfilled. I'm very happy. I'm very content with myself as where I am right now. And I'm excited for just like everything and all the possibilities and everything that I have coming up. As you know, I'm a very not secretive, but I'm very when it comes to future projects and things that I plan on doing. I'm very much let it finish. Let's finish
Yes,
it first, and then we talk about it. So I'm
I'm
not
the same
gonna,
way. So
yeah.
I totally get it.
So I'm not gonna give you any hints as to kind of any important projects that I have coming up, but I will say that I do have a lot of projects upcoming,
Oh, really?
and I'm
Okay.
very excited for those things, and I'm very excited to share them with the world once they're readily available and I'm able to share those
Oh,
things.
wow. Okay. Well, we look
Yeah.
forward to that.
So
I'm sure there's some exciting things by the sounds of it.
and I do also want to give some advice as well.
Sure.
So, for those individuals looking to get into the dance industry, I think we talked about this off before, just in terms of kind of advice on newcomers or young individuals wanting to come into the dance industry. And some of the tips I would like to share that I think are very important is um, opportunities and just kind of like putting yourself out there.
Hmm.
These are things that I wish I had known when I was, starting in my early stages is always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. I think that is very important to hold yourself in the highest regard and always know that, a setback isn't a setback. There's a reason. Everything happens for a reason, essentially. Um, Me coming into starting in the dance industry, I've attended different dance schools. I've been in different dance groups. And I wish that I had known that um if you're ever in a if you're ever in a space where you feel like you're not being seen, to keep it moving and don't wait for that validation. Don't wait to see what could happen. Um I know it kind of doesn't make sense the way I don't know if it makes sense, but sometimes in these situations, we can be in an environment where opportunities aren't being provided based on skill set. Sometimes we do have situations where we're in environments where the authoritative figure has the opportunity to provide opportunities, but unfortunately, there might be a hierarchy system. There might be a reason. There might be opportunities being provided based on whether they like that person, whether they're friends. So a lot of the times, you're going to run into situations where you're not being seen based on your skill set, even though you have all of this goodness and all of
Yes.
these years of training, and you might be overly qualified, maybe because you don't kind of fit a certain aesthetic or, you're not chosen and you're overlooked. And I just want to say that it's very important for you to kind of know when to leave and when to just, take your destiny into your own hands and just create on your own. Don't be afraid. Right now, we live in an age where technology and just like social media is readily available, right? Make use of YouTube, make use of Instagram. All of these social media platforms are here for you to show your creative side and demonstrate your abilities. So don't be afraid to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. And I think having that mentality will take you very far in this industry. So I wanted to mention that.
No, I think that's a
Yeah.
great point. And,
Mhm.
I was just speaking with some friends of mine. We're talking about the same thing. Like,
Mhm.
you cannot wait for things to happen. You got to make things happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, just don't sit there and hoping that just based on your talent,
Mhm.
that you can move forward.
Mhm.
Because I think, as you said, it's not always just based on your merit or your talent and what you can do.
Mhm.
There are other factors that play a part. And if you see that happening to yourself,
Mhm.
you have to really make a decision on what's your next steps and what's right
Mhm.
for you. So I think
Exactly.
that's sound advice for not just the dance industry, but every industry or
Mhm.
anything that you're part of nowadays, especially in these times. It's
Mhm.
just things seem just different.
Very different.
And so, with that being said, you have to make a decision that's good for you and what's right for you and step
Exactly.
out.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I feel that I was not necessarily afraid, but I was always kind of second guessing myself. And I feel that if I had not done that, I feel like I said earlier, I'm in perfect like balance right now. I feel everything had to happen for a reason. I feel like if things happened sooner, it wouldn't have been as it is right now. But if I had known earlier, I think things would have progressed a lot sooner. Not that it's a bad thing, but especially if you're starting, just just take that note and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Just like everything else.
Mhm.
If you knew ahead of time, you know, what it means to have a mortgage and how to pay it, there are things that you
Exactly.
take for granted in
Yeah.
terms of investment and
Mhm.
like with everything business, you might have done things differently. But
Mhm.
once again, there are gatekeepers. There are people that
Yeah.
keep information away, and
Yeah.
sometimes if you did know ahead of time, you
Mhm.
might have been a little bit further, or maybe you might not have been prepared, right? And it
Mhm.
might have been the opposite. So you never know. But yeah.
And there's a lot of that too, like even gatekeeping. I mean, it's never a good thing, but it does happen, right? And it's unfortunate, but these are the things that we have to deal with. Nothing is fair in this life, unfortunately, but it's up to you to be able to read the room and really analyze certain situations. And when you see like we said, if there's gatekeeping happening, if you're being prevented from opportunities,
Mhm.
you need to know when to leave and don't be afraid because there's always another opportunity waiting. There's always someone who's going to see you. And yeah, just go for it.
Wow. Well, that's some great sound advice. Well, on that note, is there anything that you may want to add that you're doing in the future, or where if someone wants to contact you, your IG address or anything like that in regards to connecting with you if they want to take one of your classes?
Okay. If you all want to find out more about me, you can follow me on my personal Instagram page, which is the official Patricia Love. If you want to take part in my Samba classes and want to try a class, I have a website, which is www.sambawithlove.com, or you can follow my Instagram page at Samba with Love, and all the information is there, and you can follow. Following is free, so support is free. I mean,
Yes,
support, follow, like, and I hope to see
and
you
take
in
a
one of my
class.
classes. And
Yes,
if not, I hope you enjoy the content and read more about me. And
and we celebrate you. Right. Well, thank you for that, and thank you everyone for tuning in with my discussion with Patricia. It's been awesome, and we hope next time, hopefully, we'll go into your studio when when you have a class and actually
Mhm.
see you in action and have a conversation there. So, all right. Oh, no problem. Okay. Well, take care. Bye, everyone.